Hi everyone, this is Sandra. Welcome back to today's video. I am going to play around with my Morphe 39S, such a gem palette. I want to create another purple look because I have this wonderful palette in front of me. Here it is, and I feel like I haven't taken full advantage of it. I feel like I need to play with it some more and just get some full purple looks. So because it's going to be a very dramatic purple look today, I really want to do the eyes first, and then I'll go off camera, save some time, do my face makeup, and we're just going to concentrate on the eye look today. So I am starting off to prime my lids with my MAC Pro Longwear paint pot in soft ochre, and I am using a Sigma cream color E58 for this step. So this is priming my lids first, and I will be going in with a cut crease using the same concealer after. And I will not be setting this with any powder before I go in. I'm just going to go straight in right after I apply my concealer. I've done this a couple of times now on my channel, and I find it does help to make the color a little bit more bright and vivid. So I've used that brush to apply it, but now I have to kind of blend it out just so it's a nice smooth layer. So I'm just going to take a clean E40. Usually I don't use it for this step, but we'll just run it along the concealer just to make sure it's all blended in. And all done. Okay, so the first step, I am doing a purple eye, but I need a base. And I don't want to use brown. I want it to be very colorful. So I'm going to take an E35 tapered blending brush now by Sigma, and I'm going to start by adding pink. So I'm going to add, let's see if I can find the names of these shadows for you. I'm going to add Bougie, which is this bright pink here, and then I'm going to blend out the edges with this shade, which is Pink Prize. So Bougie on my E35. I'm not too concerned about tapping off my brush at this step because I don't have any product on my face, so I will just go in once my makeup is done on my upper eyelid, and I will take a makeup wipe and wipe it clean. That is the good thing about not doing makeup first. And when I'm doing crazy eye looks like this, I really like doing this. So I'll go in, do my eye, and then go off camera just to save some video time, because I know that once you've seen a makeup routine, unless I'm using new products, maybe it's getting kind of old, I don't know. But this is what we're going to focus on, unless I decide to do a look where I'm not doing eyes, or I mean eyeshadow. This not setting the lid before I put in shadow is one of the best things I could have done, because that shadow is so pigmented, it's going on so bright. Probably by the time this video is up, I'll have posted my first rainbow look that I did, but I was looking online today on Instagram and I'm inspired to do more rainbow looks, but I'm going to do it in different ways, so it's going to be kind of cool. So be sure to hit the bell notification so you do not miss those future videos. So I'm going to use a E40. This is probably the one I used to blend out the concealer in the first place. I'm going to go in to Pink Prize now, which is that really light pink color. And I'm going to blend the top of this color, Bougie. And it's okay if the color comes all the way up to my brow. Like, compared to some people that I've been watching on YouTube and Instagram, I have a really large area from like my crease up to my brow. And usually I don't put shadow all the way up there, but it's happening. And if I do blow it out too far, I can always go in with my foundation and my concealer and just tidy things up after. I just found that I was losing some of my color here, so I'm going back in with the first brush that I used to apply more of the shade Bougie into the crease. And next, I'm going to deepen up the crease I want to stick with the purple theme. So now I'm going in with Purple Majesty, which is this shade here. So it's still kind of on the pink red tone. Violet, I need a smaller brush now because I don't want to use a huge brush. I don't want it to go like really, really high up. So I'm going to use my E45, which is a small tapered blending now. And I'll probably use this for like the next two shades just to deepen up the crease. And remember, we are doing a cut crease, so the shade difference, like it's going to look really dramatic, which is going to be, it's kind of the purpose. And I feel like if I was to use a shimmer shadow like on the lid, I feel like I wouldn't even really have to do a cut crease, but we're just going to anyway because I think I wanted to do something dramatic, something different. So you can already see that that purple shade, even though it's a red-based purple, it's still starting to define the crease and it's a little darker. And I'm just bringing it a little higher than the actual crease because when we cut the crease, we want to be able to see that shade. So now I am going to go back with my very first brush and I am going to gently run over that shade and blend it out. Just one little swipe is all I need to blend it. And now I'm going to go in with the shade Grape Mines, which is this more of a royal purple based color now, as opposed to a red purple. And again, I'm sticking to the crease, but I'm bringing it up just a tad, so when I apply my concealer, you will still be able to see that shade there. And need I remind you guys that purples, again, are very hard to formulate, so the fact that Morphe came out with this palette, they are blending like a dream. Seriously, I dream about this stuff. Just kidding. But they are blending amazingly well. Like, I am quite surprised that they blend this well. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with the brush that's the light brush. We'll use the first brush we used again. I'm going to blend out that line just a little bit. I kind of like how it's like pink and then like dramatically purple. I like that a lot. So I'm just going to add a little bit more of the Purple Majesty, which is more of that red-based purple, and just kind of blend it right here. My lights just flickered. So like this may sound crazy to you guys, but I was looking on the Environment. Yeah, we have a storm right now. I was looking on the Environment Canada website and it said, warning, imminent, or it didn't say imminent danger, it said possible funnel clouds could arise today because the atmosphere is so unstable. And I know a little bit more than the average person about atmospheric conditions because I have a bachelor's degree in it, but I don't have a PhD, so I'm not an expert at all. The fact that funnel clouds could form today is just because the atmosphere is so unstable and there's a lot of wind shear, and it just kind of promotes the rotation of clouds. So I could see a funnel cloud today. I've wanted to see one. I don't want it to hurt anybody. Let's just be clear on that. I don't want it to hurt anybody. I just want to see a darn funnel cloud because I've never seen one in my entire life. I think when I was a baby, so was it 87, we had Black Friday for the city of Edmonton. There was that huge tornado that came and wiped out like basically the Evergreen Trailer Park in the city of Edmonton. And we were just on a bus heading back to where I used to live in Bashaw with my mom. And I was too young then anyway. I was only 5, but still, like, I would have loved to see something. I'm using my concealer again. I'm going to use the same brush that I used, my E58 cream color, and I'm going to apply it to the lid, all over the lid. What I can do is make my line just like that and make it really sharp, and then just fill it in. Now the trick is to get both eyes the same. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Usually it takes me a lot longer than that, and I want to blend on the outer part anyway. Doesn't that make my eyes look so much bigger? Wow. Okay, next, what do we want to do? I think I'm going to add the light color first, and we need a sparkly color. I'm going to use wet brush because I think if I use wet brush it'll like overpower it. I'm going to start I don't even know if that's wise. I don't know what this is like a pure silver. I don't know what that's going to look like. I wouldn't mind trying these two colors here. So this is Lavender. Yes, I'm going to use Lavender on the inside, and then I'm going to change it into Paratwinkle, haha, Paratwinkle. So Lavender and Paratwinkle, and then we're probably going to darken it up with this color here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, Make It Rain, which is that dark, dark purple on the outside, kind of into the crease and on the outside corner of the eye. And then we can kind of go off camera, do the rest of the makeup, and then after all the makeup is done, I can focus on the lower lash line. So I'm going to take a very small brush. This is an E21 Smudge brush by Sigma. I'm going into Lavender first. I haven't actually used this shade yet. Okay, so I feel like this isn't really going on that well. So I'm just going to wet my brush for this step, but I think the next color will be fine without. Kind of want to add that silver, but I think the silver will be too silver. And then I don't really have any white color in this palette, but after we'll just go in with more of a white shade or like a highlight shade and then highlight the inner corner. Maybe this isn't the right brush for this, but it's not really working as well as I want it to work. So I'm going to switch to some Morphe brushes just because I have some small enough brushes that might do the same trick. I'm going to take my Real Techniques, this is called a Precision Smudge brush. I'm going to wet it with my Milani Make It Last, dip it into that shade, and see if that kind of pops on the color better. I think that's working a little bit better there. Let's just try adding the second color. I'm going to use a different brush now. This is an Exact Blend E32. I'll try it without adding any liquid to it first. Oh, that's much brighter. I like that. I'm really just stamping the color on. And I keep feeling like I have to worry about the fallout, but I don't have my makeup done yet, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to try wetting the brush with this one too. Do have a smaller brush. Okay, I'm going to try using my E20, my short shader, for that first shade again, and see if maybe it was just the brush that it was not doing it for me. It works a bit better. It's looking really sparkly, which I love. It's interesting how it goes from like red purple to like now sparkly blue. That's really cool. Okay, so then we're going to go in with a deeper purple now. I'm going to try using two Morphe brushes, so they're just a little bit smaller, but they're still kind of like a fluffy crease brush. This is the M506. And now I'm going to add a dark color on the outer portion, kind of into the crease. And that is the shade Make It Rain. Just to kind of blend this in. We might actually have to go back in to Grape Mines and Purple Majesty too, just to kind of blend that in and make it seamless here. And this brush is doing really well. So I find these shadows, like I don't know about the shimmers. I was having some trouble getting that shimmer on there, but the dry shadows work really good. So I'm going to go back in with the first brush, one with a lighter color on it, and just blend out here. Again, I'm going to clean up that edge. It's just going to be like a really blown out purple. And technically I could kind of swipe it up and make it like a really sharp look. So we'll see how I feel when I go in. I like that cut crease. I think it looks really cool. Okay, I think that's it, you guys. I think we're going to go off camera now. I'm going to clean everything up. I'm going to do my face. We'll be back to do the lower lash. Alright, so face is all done. I actually went ahead and did lipstick as well. And the only thing I haven't done is apply some liner to the lower lash line. Actually the waterline. So I'm using this. This is not black. It's actually like a plum color or a wine color. And it is by Hard Candy, Stroke of Gorgeous, Soft Glide, Longwear eyeliner in the shade Shimmer Don't Whine. I think I've used this a couple times on my channel. So it's just a little pencil, and I will apply it just to the lower lash line here. So again, sometimes because I have such dark eyes, I choose not to use black liner because it's just so harsh And I've got so many dark colors around my eye right now anyway, and you'll find that this is much more flattering than black. And I just put a very, very light coat. And then next, I don't even think I'm going to be doing like liner on the upper lash line or lashes. Usually for a look like this, lashes would benefit it, make it look really super cool. But I'm just going to focus on the lower lash line now. So I am going to take the darkest shade in the palette, and I'm going to take a liner brush. This is the E15 flat definer, and I'm using Make It Rain. And I'm going to stamp it and press up and into the lashes. I'm going to attach it to the upper color on the upper lid here. And I won't come all the way in. I'm going to leave about a third of the eye not lined, maybe a little less. But it's a really dark line, but then we're going to blow it out a little bit with a lighter color. So that is just to stamp the color in. And then I do go in with a pencil brush. So this looks yellow, but the color is all gone from this brush. It's stained really bad. We're going to be using the shade Great Minds. And it's important at this point to tap off your brush because the makeup is already done. And I'm just going to use it to blow out that color. And I'm running it along the lower lash line. And now I will take an even fluffier brush. I am going to use a Real Techniques brush. This is actually meant for, okay, it is a smudge brush, but it's a bit larger than what I'm used to. I'm going to go into the shade Purple Majesty now, which is more of that red tone shade, and blow this out even more. Now I had a very defined line here, so I can still kind of keep it, or I can just blend it out a smidge. And I don't want to get carried away, so I don't want it to go too far past my eyebrow in the outer corner. And we can go back in at the very, I think it's the second brush we used to apply the light pink shade. Put more of that light pink shade on the brush and then kind of blend the outer corner here and all along the lash line. And I think that's it for shadow. So I did highlight the inner corner and the brow bone, but it's hard to, it doesn't really look like anything because I have so much color around the eye. And now I'm just going to put some coats of mascara on my eye and basically call it a day. So I will be using my Maybelline Total Temptation mascara. So that completes this look. I know the last time I did a purple eye look with my Morphe palette, I did the same thing. I just put mascara on and that was it. But I promise you guys, next time I think I'm going to do a purple eye look for date night, and I will do the whole shebang. I'll do the black liner, the crazy lashes, and it's going to be phenomenal. But for now, that concludes this video. It concludes this makeup look. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And also click the bell notification button to be notified every time I post a video. I will leave a link at the end of this video for my latest July plan with me in my bullet journal. I just posted it the day I filmed this video, so please watch that if you're into bullet journaling, and we will see you very soon. Take care.